New York Times Co. versus the United States is the ultimate showdown between national security and freedom of the press. It's got everything: government secrets, wartime drama, and the question of whether press can publish anything they want. In 1971, Daniel Ellsberg, a former Pentagon analyst, leaked a top-secret study called History of U.S. Decision-Making Process on Vietnam Policy to the New York Times. This 7,000-page document, which became known as the Pentagon Papers, revealed that the government had been lying to the American public about the Vietnam War for years. The papers showed that the government knew the war was unwinnable, but kept escalating anyways. They revealed secret bombings, covert operations, and basically proved that multiple presidents had been deceiving Congress and the public about what was really happening in Vietnam. The New York Times started publishing excerpts on June 13, 1971. The Nixon administration went ballistic and got a federal court to issue a restraining order stopping publications just after 3 days. The government argued that publishing these documents would damage national security and endanger American lives. The Times fought back, arguing that the First Amendment protected their right to publish this information, especially since it exposed government deception. The Washington Post also got in on the action and started publishing excerpts from the Pentagon Papers, leading to another court battle. This case rocketed to the Supreme Court faster than almost any case in history, just 17 days from the initial publication to the final decision. The government's argument was straightforward. National security outweighs press freedom, and the executive branch should decide what information might harm the country. The newspapers argued that prior restraint, stopping publication before it happens, is almost never constitutional, and the public has a right to know how their government was conducting a war. In a 6-3 decision, the court sided with the newspapers. But here's the interesting part. There was no majority opinion. Instead, there were 9 separate opinions from 9 justices, each explaining their reasoning. The basic holding was that the government failed to meet the heavy burden required to justify prior restraint. Justice Hugo Black wrote that the press serves as a check on government power and that only a free and unrestrained press can effectively expose deception in government. However, the court left open the possibility that prior restraint might be justified in extreme cases involving immediate threats to national security. What do you think about the balance between national security and press freedom? Should the government ever be able to stop publications of classified information? How do we protect both democracy and national security?